Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Mark here with the Bettor Mark, and I want to recap yesterday's plays. Had a successful day within college basketball, as well as we're going to get into the picks for the entire college basketball slate for Sunday, March 24th. Okay, this is the best round of the year, in my opinion. But with that being said, let's get down into it. Make sure you all subscribe down below if you have not already done so as well. Smash that like button, and please let me know your picks down below in the comments. But let's get into it, okay? And this is one where let's recap quickly. Yesterday, what we were able to do, 2-0-1, had a push with the thriller at NC State in that late game, and getting it done with the likes of Gonzaga and North Carolina easily. Okay, so a successful day. We're going to try to get this action going into today, and there's going to be a common theme, all right? In this round, I usually like to lay a lot of favorites because the cream rises to the top, and yesterday was no exception. The only favorite that did not come home yesterday was the likes of Tennessee over Texas. In all honesty, they probably should have. They kind of dropped the ball late in the second half, allowing Texas to make the game a little bit more interesting than it should. Tennessee winning by 4. And there you go. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how the books react. Do you think they're going to move the lines a little bit? Probably if you like the underdogs out there, this is one where you're going to see a lot of money, a lot of public action once everybody wakes up on the West Coast. Everybody's going to wake up. They're going to bet the favorites, say, oh my gosh, all the favorites cashed yesterday. Let's keep betting them. We're on a streak. Well, usually this is when we see a little bit of an adjustment from the sports books and odds makers out there because in all honesty, they probably took a little bit of a bath with people taking all the chalk yesterday on a Saturday especially, okay? But let's get down into this card and these picks. But first, let's take some time talk about today's channel sponsor. This is Odds Jam. Link down below. Use my promo code, 35% off your first month or your annual plan using promo code TBM. Within sports betting, especially with the tools we have available with algorithms and online tools, OddsJam definitely gives you an advantage when you're making your bets every single day. So check them out. Links down below, and you're going to see a little preview of the platform here in this video, okay? But this is where we're looking at the first game on the card, Colorado Marquette. This will be our first official play. Taking Colorado +5. I actually even think that number moved. I think there were 6s out there, and now that number moved and adjusted. So now we're seeing 5s in the market. So we're going to be taking Colorado +5 in my first official play. Marquette, both these teams. Colorado had a hold off Florida late in that contest. Marquette's just getting readjusted to having their roster fully healthy. But Colorado has the best player on the floor, and in these big-time spots, sometimes you have to go with just sheer talent. And so that's where we're going to go with Colorado. We're kind of riding their hot streak. Hopefully they get it done for another game, possibly win outright. But I feel comfortable with that +5 just in case it's going to be a close one late. Okay. Next, the next game is Utah State Purdue. No official play. It's a big number, 11.5, but I do lend towards taking Purdue to score a lot of points. I just don't like backing them. Okay, we all know what happened within the last round, losing to, a 16 seed. They just never get it done in the postseason. Excuse me. Despite having the overall point score in college basketball, I'm not looking to lay 11.5 to a Utah State team that's actually really good. And this is just one where if I do want to get in bed with this game, I would look towards more towards the over, more towards Purdue scoring a lot of points. Okay, that's just kind of where I'm at with that. Other than that, I'm not looking to play this whatsoever. So this will be a no play for me with 11.5. Okay. Also, James Madison Duke. This will be a official play where we're going to be taking the +7.5 out there with James Madison. This is going to be a very popular underdog play, though. The only thing we got going for us is that the public usually likes to bet Duke in this spot, but we're going to be taking James Madison +7.5 as our second official play. I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch that James Madison-Wisconsin game, but personally I think Wisconsin-Duke would be a good matchup. And this is one where James Madison dominated the whole way. Different physical presence, different on-ball presence. I really look for Duke to kind of show its true colors. I personally think Duke's a little soft. That's just my easy way of labeling that. I watched them play in a lot of big spots against athletic teams in hostile environments, and they crumbled pretty easily. So I just think Duke is a soft team. That's just basically my handicap. I know James Madison is not the better roster, right? We all know who Duke's putting on the court in terms of star potential and draft picks, so on and so forth. But James Madison, I'll go with the leadership. I'll go with the athletes, and I like to get them to get it done with 7.5, possibly even a little sprinkle if you feel so indulging into some pizza money on the James Madison plus 270, 275 out there in the market if you can find that on the money line. Okay. And next, we'll go into the Crimson Tide Antelopes game within Grand Canyon, 7 o'clock tip on TBS. I really like Grand Canyon in a spot. We're going to be taking the plus 6.5s. We can find out there that, once again, possibly another sprinkle on the money line. But also, we're going to be going with the over. So 2 official plays in this game. I know it's chalky. I know a lot of people are on the under. But this is one where I think Alabama is going to get that score up there in Grand Canyon alike. I see this game ending in the 170s, and it would not shock me if it went higher. So as long as this number is under 170, we're going to lock it in the over 168.5 as well as Grand Canyon plus 6.5. Okay. And then Clemson Baylor, that's another game, 6 o'clock tip. One where I would lean towards taking Clemson. But this is a no play for me. Baylor really showed some flash. Exciting team. I really like them as well. To come out of their side, but I don't want to get on board with this because I do like Clemson with the points, but I also like Baylor to win the game, and it's just too low of a number where it's a coin flip. I'm not looking to find an edge on one side or another, so I'm not going to play the Clemson-Baylor game. Next, Northwestern, Connecticut. This will be pretty much the only favor I lay. I don't think anybody's going to get in the way of this UConn train that we got driving through this March Madness. So 7:45 tip. Find the 13 out there if you can. I'm taking UConn minus 13. They may start slow, but they finish strong, and I see UConn covering and winning this game with margin. Okay. Next, Texas A&M Houston. No official play, but once again, I'd lean towards taking the plus 10. If you're into that reversion of the mean, you possibly could even get into a system play. If you take all the underdogs with one unit, you'll probably win some units at the end of the day. If you believe in the sports books correcting themselves, I'd find it very hard to believe they get beat back-to-back days with all chalk coming through at such a high clip. Okay, but it happens. So just mind you when you're looking at that from that perspective. But yeah, once again, I'd lean towards taking Texas A&M plus 10. That would be a lean, just another dog barking. And then the next game is Yale, San Diego State. That is the latest game on the card. To wrap it up, this is the 9:40 tip, where we're going to be taking the plus 6 within Yale. I do see this number moving closer to San Diego State. I think people are going to be all over Yale in this contest. San Diego State, 2 different styles of play, really, but I think it's one where Yale gets it done. I really like what they were able to do to beat Auburn. I think that style of basketball translates into a San Diego State contest. The only thing that we got to worry about is the fact that with a 9:40 tip, a little bit of time zone, a little west goes east for San Diego State. So whether that matters or plays a role is yet to be determined. But we will see what exactly happens as we look into this Yale game, where I do want to pull it up because I'm actually curious now. That's where we're looking at this game. See exactly where the home floor is for this. Okay, so yeah, this is in Washington. So it would be the other way around. East goes west, late tip. It's going to feel like, Wales been there, or Yale has been there for a few days now preparing. So they're acclimated, but still internally, mental clock, it's going to feel like a 12:40 game for the most part. So that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, whether or not that gives you an edge in betting, a statistical advantage. Doesn't matter. I still think Yale gets some extra time to recover, to rest from that comeback. I don't think they're going to be exhausted. I think they've been there before, and they're going to be ready to go. So Yale plus 6 as my final official play, and that about wraps it up for the entire college basketball card that we're going to be talking about. Like I said, apologies for my voice. It will be back, and I little bit of coffee kind of gets it going in the wrong direction. But those are my official plays, 6 of them out there. So I do want to play a little bit more volume on this because I am kind of running against that system where we look to cash in on the fact that we're going to see some potential reversion to the mean where the sports books look to get it done by way of underdog. But the other thing to take in consideration, these are in some form or fashion trendy dogs. Okay, James Madison's going to be a diaper dandy, as well as Grand Canyon, Yale. A lot of teams that I think Colorado, for that matter, as well. These are a lot of teams that the public bettors out there really start to fall in love with this time of year in March. So we'll see if it's an exception. Laying 4 underdogs, 1 big favorite, and the over within the Alabama game, 168.5. So those will be my official plays. Good luck to you guys out there. Make sure you all subscribe down below on your way out. Smash that like button as well. And as always, let me know your picks. Please, if you have not done so, go check out OddsJam. Promo code TBM down below in the description. Use my link to sign up. And we'll see you guys all in the next video. Go cash some tickets.